guys, thanks for tuning in to Yak and Bass SoCal. This is going to be the 2017 kayak bass fishing Lake Havasu trail tournament video that I've been telling you guys about if you watched my pre-fish video. If you haven't watched the pre-fish video, it's on my channel. It was the day before the tournament on Friday. So like I said, fished the tournament on Saturday, woke up to 20 mile per hour plus winds with gusts up to 45. So we got to our launch at about 5:15. Tournament started at 06 in the morning. We got all our stuff out, still pitch black, couldn't really see anything, had a headlamp, and offloaded all the gear, got it all ready. Our lines in the water was at 6 a.m. Me and my buddy got out. We started to head towards the point that you'll see in my pre-fish video. We were going to fish the same point, knowing that there was fish there. We had graphed them earlier, or the prior day, and I'd caught a few. So we headed for that point. It was so dark and windy that I was nervous about actually getting out there, because it's a ways of a paddle without the wind, and with how bad the waves were crashing on the beach and how dark it was, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to exactly find the right spot or even get out to the right spot. The first 5 hours of that tournament was a complete nightmare. In the middle of the dark, couldn't see anything, thought I was heading towards the point, was getting blown all over the place, waves were crashing everywhere. So I decided to try to get out of the wind, head south. The wind was blowing out of the north. I was going to try to use the wind to my advantage, put it at my back, and have it blow me around the most southern point of where we launched, so I could at least get out of the wind for a little while, wait till the sun comes up, and then figure out what I was going to do from there. I got in some pretty shallow water and decided to beach my kayak, which turned out to be a risky move. I had to keep the kayak straight coming in with some big waves, making sure I didn't get sideways so I didn't flip. I was using the NuCanoe Pursuit, which is obviously one of the most stable kayaks made, and it got the job done for me. I didn't flip, I didn't have any issues. A little bit nervous because I know that if you do get sideways, it doesn't take a lot to flip a boat, but kept it straight and beached it. Ended up grabbing my kayak by the bow handle and towing it in about shin deep water for a couple hundred yards to get around this point and get myself out of the wind. Got out of the wind, fished a cove that I previously fished in the pre-fish the day before, and with the same results, I didn't catch anything there. So after about 5 hours of flipping toolies and just wondering about if I was ever going to get to that spot, I decided to just go for it. I knew that the way that I was fishing and flipping in those toolies, it wasn't what I wanted to do, and if I was going to lose the tournament, I didn't want to say what if on the drive home, what if I would have made it to that point. So I started to head north against the wind. It was probably the hardest paddle I've ever had to do in a kayak. There was times where I was paddling as hard as I could and I was at a standstill. So it took me over an hour to paddle to a nearby cove of the point, regather myself, get ready for another strong paddle again against the wind, and my goal was to get as far north as I could of that point. So by the time I turned around, headed south, put the wind on my back, used the wind to my advantage, and dropped my anchor, that I would be slowly blown into the area that I wanted to get to. So I did that. It worked. I was being drugged a little bit faster than I wanted to. I've got a 10-pound anchor connected to a dog leash that people make fun of all the time, but it ended up helping me in this tournament a lot. Dropped the anchor, was getting drugged, like I said, a little bit faster than I wanted to, and I was afraid that I was going to miss the spot that I wanted to fish, or at least not miss it, but not be able to cast as much as I wanted to and cover as much area as I wanted to before the wind blew me all the way back south to the cove I was previously at. Basically, having my NuCanoe Pursuit saved me in this tournament. After I was done fishing and was coming in, there was guys that I met on shore and they were asking if I was the guy that I was out there on the point. I told them I was, and a lot of them were curious as to, first of all, how I got out there and without a pedal drive, because I'm a paddler and I was one of the only paddlers in the tournament. And like I've told a lot of you guys already, the NuCanoe Pursuit paddles so easily. It's for a big kayak, I could paddle that thing no problem. And it was tough in the wind, but it worked. I was able to get out there where some guys that had pedal drives struggled too. And then I was talking to some more anglers, and they were, I wouldn't say too afraid, but they were nervous to trust their kayak out in those conditions. That was never a thought in my mind, because I know how stable the NuCanoe is, and I knew that it would be fine out there. So shout out to NuCanoe and the Pursuit for being so stable, so quick to paddle, helped me get to the position I needed. In the tournament, I used 2 different baits, both from Skirmish baits. One of them that you'll see in the video is Discontinued. It's no longer available for purchase. They don't make it anymore. The other is an A10A1 Crevice Critter in cricket shad. And for those of you that watched the pre-fish video, I used the A10A1 Crevice Critter in a different color and caught a few fish, but switched the colors to a cricket shad, focusing more on the largemouth, and they hammered it. 3 of my 5 fish came on the A10A1 Crevice Critter cricket shad. The other 2 came on the bait you will see mostly in the video. I had to keep switching. One of the things I learned was next time to bring more crankbait rods. I only brought 1, and then when the wind was blowing me to different locations, I was slowly being drugged. My anchor wasn't holding, so as I was being drugged, I was in different depths of water. So I would use 1 crankbait, and then I'd get hung up in the weeds every time, tried to slow it down, wouldn't work. Switched to the A10A1 Crevice Critter because it dove not as deep as the Discontinued bait, and started hammering them. So in the video you're going to see the Discontinued bait more, only because of course my camera ended up dying. I think I caught like 5 of my, maybe 5 to 7 of my fish on the Discontinued bait, and the other 8 to 10 on the A10A1 Crevice Critter, with 3 of the 5 coming on the Crevice Critter and the other 2 of my 5 coming on the Discontinued bait. Alright, so I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to let you guys see the video. I always end up talking too long on these dang videos, and I know you guys don't want to see my ugly mug. I know you want to see me catch fish. So remember to check out the description below. Like I said, I've got the gear, the baits all linked up, what I used, the line I used, the rod, the reel, everything. That rod and reel has landed a lot of fish for me, a lot of big fish for me. It's inexpensive, and it gets the job done. Again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. I've got a monthly tournament coming up here that I'll video for you guys this weekend. So thanks again. Enjoy.
Yeah.